Hey guys, Reverting Mining here. Hope you're doing well, having a really great day. This video, alright, I got the Hammer Miners all set up here. I have the Hammer Miner DC02, Hammer Miner DC04, and Hammer Miner DC06. And I just wanted to showcase to you guys here the power consumptions I'm getting on all three of these. And later on in this video, I want to overclock all three of these and just show you guys how I'm solo mining right now, Scrypt on these guys. So we're going to see how these fare when we overclock, see what mega hash we get. But currently, okay, we are getting on the DC02 118 mega hash, as you guys can see right there, 118.6446 mega hash at about 37.5 watts. And then the DC04, okay, which is this middle one here, okay, this one is getting, I'm getting about 235 mega hash at about 73.2 watts, 73.4 watts, fluctuating a bit there. Okay, then the DC06, all right, I believe this has 6 Volkminer ASIC chips, but we are achieving 354 mega hash at about 104.8 watts at the wall. Okay, so you guys can see here, depending on how many chips these have, I believe it goes 2 chips, 4 chips, and then 6 chips. So yeah, DC02, DC04, DC06. These are actually really cool, but the biggest benefit I'd say for these two here is that they both have the LAN mod or an Ethernet port on these. So in terms of solo mining, that bodes well for lower latency to whichever mining pool you are mining to, let's say to your own node or somewhere else. You'll have a lot lower latency versus, let's say, something that was on Wi-Fi. Generally, I've seen about a 5 to 10 millisecond difference going from Ethernet to Wi-Fi. So yeah, Ethernet is definitely better in that regard. So yeah, just to showcase to you guys the power and hash rate I'm achieving on these things. Thank you to Helium Deploy for sending me these 3 here to showcase to you guys. If you guys are interested in any of these, links down below. They have a bunch of sales going on right now, not only with these, but also a bunch of solo Bitcoin miners if you're interested as well. Use discount code RPM if you're interested. Links down below. Okay, so I just wanted to show you guys real quick here. I am solo mining on mining-Dutch right now. So you can see the hash rate at the pool level. I just started maybe about an hour ago on these, and yeah, so you can see here DC02, DC04, DC06, they're all solo mining. Now, have I found any blocks yet? No, but I wanted to show you here, I actually have a few other devices, a DG Home 1 AlphaPex unit, 2 FluMiner L2s that I'm solo mining as well. And I've actually been finding some blocks here over the past day here, March 29th as of recording. My FluMiner 01 or FluMiner L2, just one of them has been finding a few blocks here like WorldCoin, EarthCoin, Flopcoin, and New York Coin. And actually that was within the past day. You know what, let me change this to past 7 days. And it actually shows that I've been finding a bit more blocks here over the past couple days. EarthCoin, WorldCoin. Oh, I found a Digibyte block. Okay, a Digibyte block, not bad. 268 Digibyte block on my other devices that I'm solo mining with. So pretty cool. But what are the chances of, you know, these hammer miners finding a solo block, let's say on Dogecoin? I think that's probably one of the biggest things a lot of people want to use these for is for solo mining Dogecoin. So let's say a DC02 120 mega hash version. What are the chances of hitting a Dogecoin block with these? Well, apparently within a year we have a 1 in 43 chance to hit a Dogecoin block, a $10,000 Dogecoin block. So that's what I'm trying right now with these on mining-Dutch. Now I could make my own Umbrel node and install RetroMike's one click for Dogecoin. You guys should go check his video out if you want to do that for solo mining locally. So the chances are definitely a lot higher to hit blocks on Scrypt, but it's obviously not like hitting a Bitcoin block, which is obviously worth a lot more, but extremely lower odds because of how difficult Bitcoin mining is right now. All right, so what about the DC04? Well, I'm getting 234 mega hash on that one. So let's just input that here. 234, hit calculate. And you can see right now the network hash rate is about 2.58 petahash. And for a chance in a year, we'd have a 1 in 21 chance with the DC04. Okay, so pretty much double the chance on a DC04 to be able to hit a Dogecoin block, but you know, per day you have a 1 in 7,658 chance to hit a Doge block. So I guess the chance is double time better. But what about the DC06? Let me input 3, I'm getting 348 mega hash, so hit calculate. Okay, so here we go. All right, now we have a 1 in 14 chance, okay, with the DC06, or a 1 in 5,031 chance per day for a 10,000 Doge block. Have I personally hit a Doge block yet on my other Scrypt miners? No, I haven't. So we're gonna see. You know, I'm gonna keep these on for a little bit. I actually have to ship these two back out to Helium Deploy. They're gonna make content on it as well. But just to talk about the odds of actually hitting a block for solo mining Dogecoin with these. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the overclocking on these. I wanna overclock the Hammer Miner DC02 first here. All right, so I'm in the web GUI just on the phone for the DC02. A lot of good information here, but for overclocking, we just got to go to this button here, go to settings. Okay, and right now we're on normal mode. There's a customized voltage and frequency. That's where we want to go. Okay, so there's the frequency and there's the core voltage. All right, so apparently they do have a voltage reference configuration for that here. You can basically, I want to go with the max. I want to go 2600, 140. All right, so let's just input that in. Okay, so 2600. Okay, 2600 frequency, 140 voltage. All right, I do have a 120 watt laptop brick for the DC02, actually 120 watt for all three of them. So for the DC06, which we're already at 104 watts already, that might be a problem, but let's just try it on the DC02 first. So I'm gonna hit save. Okay, we're gonna reset. Okay, so system is restarting. It says please wait. Okay, so it's just resetting right now. And then we are gonna see how much power this thing is going to use. This is the startup screen for the Hammer Miner as it starts to connect and whatnot. And then the power consumption, it's just climbing right now. So let's give it a bit. But you know what? I'm also going to set the settings on the DC04 and DC06. Okay, I'm on the settings page for the DC04 and they have 2600 frequency, but 280 voltage at the bottom there. So let's do that. Let's do 2600 and 280. All right, so we're gonna probably jump up from, we're at 73 watts right now. All right, let's go up to 2600 frequency. Okay, oops, 2699, 2600. And then they have a 280 here. Okay, so let's do that, 280. That's the one that they said reference-wise. Restart. Now let me do the DC06 as well. Let's just see the reference here, 2600, 140. Oh, okay, that's a little bit, that seems lower than the 280 on the DC04. Interesting, but let's try it. I like that we can change the fan speed on here as well. So I just noticed here, it says core voltage 384, frequency 2300. All right, so 384. If that's with the DC06, it says 140 here, so I think that might be a typo. You know what I'm gonna try is 2600 and then 400. I wanna see if it goes up from 104 watts and higher. So let's just do 2600 frequency and let's just go up to 400 core voltage. Let's just see what happens. Okay, all right, it's gonna reboot now and let's see what happens. Okay, I blew something up. I just saw this thing just turn off. It was mining, it was going for a good while, maybe a good 10 minutes. So, okay, here we go. We got maybe some things I may have to turn these off because overclocking is probably not a good idea right now. All right, so the DC02, we are getting 129 mega hash. So we are getting a little bit more, but we're using a bit more power, 53.4 watts. We were at like 37 before. So yeah, just for that like extra, I think 10 mega hash or so. Okay, oh, no, looks like the DC04 is coming back on. But the DC06, we're at 125 watts. All right, so that's definitely over my 120 watt laptop brick that I have on it right now. So that's not good. I should probably turn this thing off. But looking at this, we're at 234 mega hash. Okay, so that's not good. We should be at like 300 or something. Okay, I just realized the DC06, the core voltage went back down to 384. I remember we put 400, so, but the frequency is at 2600. So that did not work, it seems. We're at 240 mega hash. Okay, the DC04 came back on. We're at 223 mega hash, 224. It's still climbing, but we're at 101 watts. So that is definitely up a good, what, 20, 30 watts or so from what we had before. Okay, so the DC02, DC04 are definitely up in power consumption now, and the DC06. So it looks like I guess changing the core voltage and frequency does in theory use more power and give it a bit more hash rate, except for the DC06. I think we're having a bit of an issue here. I think it's probably the laptop brick that is the bottleneck there. So we're really using way over the capacity for that 120 watt laptop brick. All right, you know what? We're gonna bring it all back down here. Let's go back to, we were at what, 2300. Okay, 384 core voltage. All right, so let's just keep it there. All right, and let's reboot, restart. Okay, system's restarting. Okay, so man, okay, I don't know. I'm afraid to keep these overclocked because you guys just saw this thing just rebooted itself. So we're at 245 mega hash now, 101 watts. So we're up a good what, 10, 20 mega hash. Overclocking the DC04. All right, so I'm gonna stop overclocking. I don't think it's recommended to overclock if you don't have ample cooling as well, and laptop brick that's higher capacity, because we're definitely hurting on that end there. Okay, so let's just see if the DC06 goes back to stock here. Well, let's give it a bit. Okay, I just wanted to look here on the DC04. It looks like, it doesn't look like it was overheating per se, but I think there was an issue with the voltage. Okay, the voltage was the issue here, and it was just restarting. I think temperature-wise, it was no problem at all. Temperature-wise, it was just fine, but I think the voltage is what kicked it off. And so, yeah, I think it's just, I'm using a laptop brick that was from Amazon, you know, nothing great or so. So I think the laptop brick might have caused the restarts. Well, overclocking it may not have been stable for the settings that I wanted to use. Anyway, I got the DC06 back to stock settings, and it is mining now over 336 mega hash. Okay, so we're back to normal. The DC04, I also reverted back as well, 216 mega hash there. And the Hammer Miner, I actually still have overclocked. This thing is actually okay when it's overclocked. Hence, I do have a 120 watt laptop brick on this, so it's using 53 watts. So that's completely fine. It's not even that hot either. So yeah, that works good. Okay, anyways guys, I think that's it for this video. That's all I wanted to showcase here with the Scrypt Miners, the Hammer Miners series from Helium Deploy, which thanks for them for letting me play around with these. Thankfully this thing works still. I thought I blew it up or something because I overclocked it, but it came back to life. It's back at stock, and yeah, so far so good. All right, my friends, let me know your guys' thoughts. Again, if you're interested in any of these, DC02 or a DC04 or DC06, check out Helium Deploy. Links down below. Use code RPM to get a little bit off, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good one. Peace out. Peace out.